the Mumbai gateway of India, as you can see behind me. And we are here to talk about cricket. क्रिकेट की काफ़ी गपशप होगी. इंडियन टीम मुंबई आ चुकी है वर्ल्ड कप खेलने, और सिर्फ इंडियन टीम नहीं आई. मेरे साथ जैसे कि आप देख सकते हैं साहिल मल्होत्रा, हमारे क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट के कॉरेस्पॉन्डेंट, पूरे देश भर घूम रहे थे. मैंने इनको पकड़ना था, जैसे ही मेरे शहर आए मैंने पकड़ लिया है. काफ़ी बातचीत करेंगे वर्ल्ड कप को लेकर, इंडियन टीम को लेकर कैसा चल रहा है, किस टीम की कैसी परफॉर्मेंस है. बहुत क्लोज क्वार्टर से इंडियन टीम को फॉलो कर रहे हैं. जहाँ टीम जा रही है वहाँ पीछे पीछे की फ्लाइट इनकी है. ये वहाँ पीछे पीछे भाग कर जा रहे हैं सारी अपडेट्स देने के लिए क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट में. साहिल, सबसे पहले तो वेलकम टू मुंबई. वेलकम. पहली बार तो नहीं आ रहे, काफ़ी आपने क्रिकेट यहाँ कवर कर लिया है, लेकिन वर्ल्ड कप मैच बहुत बड़ा मैच है. कैसा एक्सपीरियंस रहा है अभी तक आपका वर्ल्ड कप का?
Kanav, जैसे आपने कहा, it's a big occasion for this state, this city to get a World Cup game back again. 2011, we all remember that memorable night, the World Cup final, India versus Sri Lanka. 12 years later, same opponents will square off against each other at the same venue, the iconic Wankhede Stadium. Both you and me were there some time back. We were seeing how the Indian team was practicing before what will be their seventh game of the tournament, and what a tournament it has been for the Indian cricket team so far. I think a nearly perfect campaign for them, and as a fan, as a spectator, as a reporter, you wouldn't ask for anything more. मतलब hiccups आए बीच में, there was dengue to Shubman Gill, Hardik's injury, but none of it could actually impact the team's run, and they're sitting pretty at top of the table with 6 wins out of 6 games.
एब्सोल्युटली. सबसे ज़्यादा आपको क्या इंप्रेस किया इंडियन टीम में? क्योंकि इंडियन टीम को हम हमेशा देखते आ रहे हैं, इंडियन टीम है ऑलवेज बीन अ गुड टीम, बहुत अच्छी टीम है, लेकिन आईसीसी टूर्नामेंट से हमने देखा है द रोलर कोस्टर दैट दे हैव. ऑल्दो दे विन एवरी मैच इन द लीग स्टेज. पिछले वर्ल्ड कप में भी सिर्फ एक इंग्लैंड से मैच हारे थे, और लेकिन सेमीफाइनल नॉकआउट की बात हम करेंगे, वो थोड़ी दूर है, अभी 3 और मैच हैं. अभी तक इंडियन टीम में आपने पूरी परफॉर्मेंस देखी, पूरे 11 प्लेयर्स जितना भी खेलते हैं, बीट बैटिंग, बीट बॉलिंग और फील्डिंग, सबसे ज़्यादा इंप्रेस आपको क्या किया?
I think if you would ask me, Kanav, I think the ruthlessness with which they have played. This side has been very aggressive. Not that sides of the past haven't been, but I think that there's a lot of clarity in aggression. अभी ऐसा headless chicken की तरह no one is not just coming and mindlessly slogging or mindlessly bowling fast for the sake of it. There is a plan, there is a role, and everyone is sticking to that role, sticking to that plan. और जिस तरीके के results आ रहे हैं, just look at, I think they are probably one of the few teams in the tournament who haven't conceded a 300 plus run total yet, and look at what they did in that modest 230 run defense versus England. With all due respect, yes, it was a tight wicket and tough, tricky wicket to bat on. But the way our bowlers bowled, from 30 for no loss, England became 39 for 4. I think that clearly shows that this side has, mentally they're very sorted, they're very aggressive, and they are looking the team to be, contesting for that World Cup title.
Absolutely. I think if I'm not wrong, they're the only side who have not lost 10 wickets in an innings till now. They have not been all out till now. इंडिया पे आएंगे वापस, लेकिन थोड़ा डिटूर ले रहे हैं नॉन इंडिया मैचेस का अब तक जितने हुए हैं. साहिल भाई इंडियन टीम फॉलो कर रहे हैं, लेकिन पूरा वर्ल्ड कप भी फॉलो कर रहे हैं उतनी अच्छे से. साहिल भाई, नॉन इंडिया जितने मैचेस है, सबसे बड़ा सरप्राइज फैक्टर हैज बीन इंग्लैंड. इट हैज टू बी द इंग्लैंड टीम. द वे दे हैव बीन प्लेइंग, और सिर्फ ये नहीं हार रहे हैं, जिस मार्जिन से वो हार रहे हैं, जिस तरीके से हार रहे हैं, और जिन टीमों से, ऑल ड्यू रिस्पेक्ट टू अफगानिस्तान एंड श्रीलंका, बट दे आर नॉट दैट स्ट्रॉन्ग टीम इन front of England. क्या लगता है, what is going wrong for that team? The defending champions in the 50 over World Cup, in the T20 over World Cup, what's wrong?
I think probably they are the worst defending champions ever, the way they are playing right now. Just look at their performances. They are looking very insipid, and I did write in a piece for CricketNext, if our readers, our viewers haven't read it yet. They are mathematically alive in the World Cup, physically present, but mentally they have already checked out. So they don't look aside to be competing right now. India वाला गेम देखो यार, 230 के ऊपर half the battle was nearly won, because एक इंडिया जैसा बैटिंग अटैक, अगर आप रोहित का वो 80 रन नॉक हटाओ, तो आपने इंडिया को ट्रबल करा. उस इंग्लैंड बॉलिंग ने ट्रबल करा जो अभी तक इस टूर्नामेंट के अंदर बिल्कुल पेनिट्रेशन नहीं दिखा पाई थी. क्रिस वोक्स बहुत लैकलस्टर लगे थे इस टूर्नामेंट में, बट अगेंस्ट इंडिया ही डिलीवर्ड द गुड्स. डेविड विली, द ओनली प्लेयर हु डजंट इवन हैव अ सेंट्रल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, उसने आके बैकबोन तोड़ा इंडिया का. सो अगेन दे लुक्ड गुड अगेंस्ट इंडिया, बट आई थिंक द बैटिंग हैज बीन द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम. हम बैसबॉल पता नहीं दुनिया जहान की बातें कर ली, बट आई थिंक जो बेसिक प्लान है ओडीआई क्रिकेट में खेलने का, टू बिल्ड एन innings, the art of building an innings, I think that is missing from England's cabinet right now, and I'm not surprised that this trophy will no longer be in their cabinet, because they don't really deserve to be here the way they are playing right now. I think abhi unko, in all fairness, they should be back home, they should be resting there, because mentally they are not looking the side to compete. The kind of statements which are coming in कि इनको ICC Champions Trophy की qualification का नहीं पता था कैसे हो रहा है, and right now even that is on the line. The way other teams are playing, the way Afghanistan is playing, the way Pakistan will probably have a couple of more wins, hopefully. So it's not going to be easy for England to even qualify for Champions Trophy, and what a shame is that going to be. So I think it's high time England kind of just get rid of that baseball obsession. Yes, it's a different format, but the kind of cricket which they played under Ian Morgan in 2019 and the kind of cricket which they played last year in the T20 World Cup where they defeated Pakistan in the final, I think that cricket is missing, and I find that spark missing. जो England का spark दिखता था.
But do you think there's something wrong off the field in the England camp? Because Morgan said that there's something wrong off the field. There has to be something wrong off the field. Although the coach and the captain both have refused that everything's exceptionally well despite of the performances that we have been showing on the field. Do you think an ECB releasing contracts in the middle of a World Cup was that a good decision? What do you think about the off-field England camp?
Yeah, I think these are the two most comical things I have seen in the World Cup. First is PCB sending those releases, then in the Ulak stepping down during the World Cup as the selector due to a quote-unquote conflict of interest issue, and then ECB releasing central contracts. अरे भाई आप 2 हफ्ता रुक जाते, एक World Cup चल रहा है. So even mentally back home, people there have given up on the side, right? That's what the mentality is. And if Ian Morgan is saying something, you have to buy those statements because he's probably very close to the dressing room, having played with most of the players who are part of this England camp. There is something wrong. I don't know what is wrong because right now, again, you know, Kanav बहुत harsh होगा read करना because लखनऊ वाले game के अंदर the way they were fielding in the first 20-25 overs, in fact right through the Indian innings, they looked like a champion side, but जब batting करने आए, the way Ben Stokes got out, I think अब कौन एक्सपेक्ट करेगा एक वर्ल्ड चैंपियन साइड से ऐसे आउट होना. सो आई थिंक कुछ गड़बड़ है दया. तो अब वो क्या गड़बड़ है वो पता लगेगा हमें वर्ल्ड कप के बाद, बिकॉज आई एम श्योर नो वन इज गोइंग टू काइंड ऑफ लीव देम इन पीस आफ्टर दिस वर्ल्ड कप, बिकॉज दिस हैज बीन बाय फार द मोस्ट डिसअपॉइंटिंग कैंपेन बाय एनी डिफेंडिंग चैंपियंस इन द वर्ल्ड कप.
बिल्कुल. And that Ben Stokes versus Mohammed Shami, that is still a mystery. What was Ben Stokes trying to do? Everyone is looking for the answers. क्या हुआ है Ben Stokes को, क्या कर रहे थे वो? But okay, coming to PCB, from ECB to PCB, आपने थोड़ा टच किया उस टॉपिक पे कि आप इंजमाम उलक, then a selector, national selector resigning and him saying that there is a conflict of interest का एक केस चल रहा है, वो सॉल्व होगा अगर मैं, if I'll not be guilty I'll come back as the selector, there is no issue about that. But क्या PCB के साथ पाकिस्तान टीम के साथ क्या रॉन्ग है? क्योंकि काफ़ी पॉलिटिक्स है, आपको पता है वहाँ की पॉलिटिक्स से इन्वॉल्व है पीसीबी. जो आपका हेड आएगा वो डिसाइड गवर्नमेंट करेगी. तो व्हाट डू यू थिंक इज रॉन्ग विद फर्स्ट ए पाकिस्तान क्रिकेट टीम एंड देन बी पीसीबी एज अ बोर्ड?
आई थिंक पाकिस्तान क्रिकेट टीम की अगर आप बात करोगे ना कनव, प्लान बी कभी शुरू से ही नहीं था. Just look at the Asia Cup games against India, even that 260 odd game and that 300 plus game. In both those games, the moment Pakistan didn't get those early wickets, first game they did, but the moment Hardik Pandya and Ishan Kishan counter attacked, they had no plan. The spinners lacked penetration, lacked bite, and I think that has been their biggest downfall. This World Cup, they don't have a plan B, and when Naseem Shah wasn't in the mix, Shaheen Shah Afridi was always going to have that lone battle with the new ball, and Haris Rauf's form hasn't helped them too. So I think team-wise, that plan B was missing. Batting again, they are a very skilled batting unit. We have seen that in patches. You know, Babar actually hasn't clicked the way everyone would have wanted him to click. Rizwan has had a couple of good knocks in the tournament, but they haven't clicked as a collective unit. वो बोला बाबर ने भी, I think, कि जब बैटिंग चलती है बॉलिंग नहीं चलती, बॉलिंग चलती है तो फील्डिंग नहीं चलती. So एक, you know, for you to win a World Cup or for you to even challenge the top teams like India, Australia, New Zealand, you need to click as a collective unit, and that has not happened with Pakistan, and that has been, you know, the biggest problem for them in this World Cup. And PCB, I think they is the most comical, I would say, the association I've ever seen, international association, international board I've ever seen, because you know पहले तो म्यूजिकल चेयर चलता रहता है. रमीज भाई गए तो नजम सेठी आए, नजम सेठी गए तो जाका अशरफ आए. तीनों का अलग स्टैंड था, तीनों का अलग मोडस ऑपरेंडी था, तीनों को अलग चीज़ करनी थी. तो कोई क्लैरिटी ऑफ थॉट है ही नहीं, कोई कंटिन्यूटी है ही नहीं. The continuity which we see with big teams, the continuity which we see with teams like India, Australia, New Zealand, that continuity is missing from Pakistan.
अभी फिफ्थ को फिर भी फिफ्थ नंबर तक डिसाइड करना है if they want to continue with Zaka Ashraf or not.
एग्जैक्टली अब वहाँ पे फिर कोई ना कोई तख्ता पलट होगा तो कोई नया कप्तान आएगा, और आप एक अपने कप्तान का एलिजिडली जो व्हाट्सएप चैट्स लीक हुई हैं कौन करता है, मतलब यू आर लूजिंग इंटरेस्ट इन योर कैप्टन, यू आर लूजिंग हिज ट्रस्ट ड्यूरिंग द वर्ल्ड कप व्हेन ही सपोज टू प्ले अ वर्ल्ड कप गेम. उससे एक दिन पहले आप ये कर रहे हो. फॉर्मर प्लेयर्स वहाँ जस्ट फॉर फ्यू $1,000 विच दे आर गेटिंग इन टीवी स्टूडियोज, दे हैव बीन गोइंग ऑन एंड ऑन बैशिंग the captain, the players. It's not fair. I feel for Babar Azam. See, he's a quality player. He has done well for Pakistan. You know, number 1 ranked ODI side ऐसे नहीं बनते हो आप. तो वो सब हुआ है. They have done good stuff. They were the finalists of the 2022 T20 World Cup too. But since then, it's been all downhill, and the way they have been playing in this World Cup, again, like England, they have cut a very sorry figure, and I just keep delivering the goods, क्योंकि अभी 2 wins अगर इनकी नहीं आई तो बहुत disappointment होने वाला है.
Absolutely. And coming to the Babar Azam topic, is Babar Azam the captain that Pakistan needs? And if not, then who? Kya Babar Azam is the perfect choice? He has been leading the side for the past 4 years. No result as such, no major trophy as such. And if not Babar Azam, then who?
There is no one. You haven't groomed anyone. If Babar was your guy, if Babar was your guy for so long, you just can't leave him swimming alone in the deep waters, right? You have to back your captain. उसने एक टीम बनाया है, उसने players बनाए हैं, आप उसको trust कैसे नहीं कर सकते? He's not the only captain who's undergoing a phase like this. MS Dhoni, look what he underwent after the 2011 World Cup high in test format. That didn't mean that N. Srinivasan kind of left him out in the cold. The then BCCI management backed Dhoni. They gave him those years which were required. That allowed him time to build the team for future, to build a future skipper like Virat Kohli. So बाबर आजम को अगर आप हटा भी दोगे तो आप कंट्री को कहीं नहीं लेकर जा रहे. और ये जो ऑब्सेशन है कि यहाँ पे मैचेस करो, यहाँ पर मैचेस करो, अरे आप अच्छी क्रिकेट खेलने पर फोकस करो. आपको अभी सिर्फ यही फोकस है कि पाकिस्तान में क्रिकेट कराओ, पाकिस्तान में क्रिकेट कराओ. PSL में आपसे मैच नहीं भर रहे हैं, आपको एशिया कप भी वहाँ पे कराना था. एशिया कप के अंदर आपने कितने लोग भर दिए? तो मतलब कोई प्लान नहीं दिख रहा ना. और बाबर को हटाने से आपको कोई हल नहीं मिलने वाला.
और अब वही चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी जो 2 साल बाद है, उस पर एक अलग डिबेट चलेगी. जब वो खैर जब होगा तब होगा. लेकिन एज साहिल सेड दैट पाकिस्तान नीड्स टू improve both on the field and off the field. Even the board itself, they need to improve things. The selectors that they bring, that the management, that the officials that they bring, there need to be some transparency. ये जो conflict of interest के जितने भी डिबेट्स आ रही हैं, कहा जा रहा है कि 7-8 प्लेयर का एक ही मैनेजर है, वो ऑब्वियसली वो इन्फ्लुएंस करेगा पीछे सिलेक्शन. तो जका अशरफ सेड दैट ओ दिस इज समथिंग वी हैव टू लुक एट. तो अब एक केस खोल दिया है. तो
एंड वो केस वर्ल्ड कप के बीच में खोलना जरूरी था. अभी ऐसी क्या आप इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर दोगे जिससे वर्ल्ड कप का कैंपेन अपसाइड डाउन हो जाएगा? नहीं होगा ना. सो गिव द बॉयज द कंटिन्यूटी विच दे रिक्वायर्ड, गिव देम द स्टेबिलिटी विच दे नीडेड. एंड दिस इज इल टाइम्ड. I'll say this is ill timed. This wasn't required at this stage. Your side is already struggling. You were expected to reach the top 4 stage. You are not getting there, and this was not called for. This was not required at all.
मैसेजिंग योर कैप्टन इन द मिडल ऑफ अ वर्ल्ड कप, सेंडिंग हिम अ मैसेज कि ये क्या ठीक है. आपने अपने प्रेसिडेंट या उसको कॉल किया था कि नहीं किया था, कांटेक्ट किया था. लेट द कैप्टन फोकस ऑन द गेम यार. वो वैसे ही टीम हार रही है. दे नीड टू फोकस ऑन द गेम.
सबसे फनी है कि आप उनका खाना ट्रैक कर रहे हो, वो खा क्या रहे हैं,
कितनी बिरयानी खा रहे हैं,
what they are ordering, how much nihari they are eating. अरे it's not that they are the first team who are doing that. यार all Pakistan teams of the past haven't had the highest standards of work ethics. Just look at the players who have played for the country in the past. It's not that all those players have been like fit and fine, flaunting 6-pack 8-pack abs. This is the kind of culture they have had over the years. उनका नाश्ता निहारी और खमीरी से होता था, वैसे ही हो रहा है. थम्स अप का कैन चाहिए तो चाहिए, उसके अंदर कुछ डिफरेंट नहीं हुआ. तो इतना हुआ आप वर्ल्ड कप के अंदर क्यों बना रहे हो? ओवरनाइट यू कांट बिकम अ ग्रिल्ड चिकन बेस्ट टीम, राइट? So that is what your culture has been. That is what you have been eating. So be it. खान दो यार, वर्ल्ड कप चल रहा है. आप इस टाइम के अंदर उनका स्विगी जोमेटो का ऑर्डर ट्रैक कर रहे हो. मतलब कौन करता है? Which former player has actually given a call to Babar to kind of address what is going wrong? Ramiz Raja is doing commentary है. क्या उन्होंने जाकर बात करने की कोशिश करी as a former PCB chairman?
He तो said he'll not be in India, but
हाँ, but then came a contract and then he's here. But again, you know, आप PCB chairman हो, आप former PCB chairman थे, आप former Pakistan cricketer रहे हो. Just go and put an arm around your captain. यार, this is not the time to kind of leave him in the cold. And this is what they have done. And I'll not be surprised that the second casualty after Inzamam-ul-Haq is going to be Babar Azam the moment their campaign is done.
do you think there's something wrong within the team itself? Because on the field, I'm sorry, but the match against South Africa, Mohammed Wasim pulled up a cramp and he went to the run-up. Babar Azam came behind and said, "Give me the ball, you can't bowl." And एक होता है बॉलर कहता है कि आई कैन बोल, गिव मी कैप्टन, गिव मी द कॉन्फिडेंस. बट ही वाज फाइटिंग, ही वाज विजिबली फाइटिंग विद द कैप्टन. एंड देन बाबर का नवाज पे गुस्सा होना कि क्या बॉल थी. डू यू थिंक देयर समथिंग ऑफ, देयर समथिंग रॉन्ग विद इन द टीम?
I think frustration is creeping in. Let's be honest. See, they're playing a World Cup in India after what, 12 years now. They haven't toured this part of the world. I think after the 2016 T20 World
Only
Cup.
2 players have been in India before this, and Babar is not one of them.
Yeah, this was going to be a big opportunity for them. आप इंडिया आओगे और आप एक one of the favorites थे, क्योंकि the way you have played in the year and the way you have been playing in the last 10-12 months, you were going to be the side as the favorites for the last 4 spot. And the way you have struggled, इन इंडिया उसका प्रेशर अलग ही होता है. एक होता है हारना, एक होता है इंडिया से हारना और एक होता है इंडिया से इंडिया में हारना. तो यहाँ तीनों चीज़ें उनके अगेंस्ट चली गई हैं एंड दैट इज नॉट गोइंग टू हेल्प देम.
again-
टीम आई सी द एंटायर टीम काइंड ऑफ लेफ्ट इन द लर्च. आप इसके बाद देखोगे कुछ प्लेयर्स इंजरी के साथ खेले तो अब वो 6 महीने के लिए बाहर हैं, 8 महीने के बाहर हैं. लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स आर गोइंग टू हैपन. इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू बी अ गुड प्लेस टू बी अ पाकिस्तान क्रिकेट फैन नाउ.
And not just losing, the way they are losing, same with England. दोनों टीम जिस तरीके से हार रही है, that is the cause of concern. But पाकिस्तान से थोड़ा और पड़ोस में जाते हैं. अफगानिस्तान has been super impressive in this tournament. साहिल, the way they have been playing इस वर्ल्ड कप से पहले सिर्फ एक मैच स्कॉटलैंड के खिलाफ 2015 में जीता था और इस वर्ल्ड कप में ऑलरेडी 3 जीत लिए, इंक्लूडिंग इंग्लैंड. इंग्लैंड हालांकि no matter how bad a form they are in, England is a big team to beat. Especially for someone like Afghanistan, who are relatively a very inexperienced side. A word on Afghanistan, the resilience that they're showing, the passion that they're showing on the field, and do you think there's an outside chance for them to make it to the semis?
Absolutely, there is. See, they have 2 big games out of the last 3 now. They are supposed to play Australia and South Africa. If they manage to beat even one of them, this tournament is going to be very, very interesting. Something which we have been craving right from the start of the tournament. We don't want a one-sided tournament where teams like India, New Zealand, Australia and South Africa just ease through the last 4 stage. कुछ interest चाहिए, कुछ मसाला चाहिए और वो मसाला ये अफगान जलेबी ही आके देने वाली है. Because they have been brilliant, as you said. We all knew that they are the side who have done well in the T20 format. They've had the bowlers who have done well in T20s. They have the batters who have done well in T20s. But right now their ODI template, the way they have been rotating the strike in the middle overs, the way they have been batting in the middle overs, I think that has been a big plus, and full credit to the likes of Jonathan Trott and Ajay Jadeja. Jonathan Trott, the coach, and Ajay Jadeja, the last moment mentor, quote unquote tourist guide. He has been doing a phenomenal job, and you need such shrewd brains and shrewd cricketers in your ranks, and that absolutely has been in their favor. And then Naveen Ulaq, Fazul Furuki and Noor Ahmed doing so well, being introduced late into the tournament. So I think these are big positives for them. And even if Rashid has an off day, you still know that there's a Nabi, there's a Mujib, there's a Noor Ahmed, there's a Naveen Ulaq, there's a Fazul Furuki. So that's like a quality bowling attack. Or
They've been winning without Rashid's contribution too.
And Rashid, to be fair, he hasn't done a lot in ODI format, to be honest, because teams उसको 10 ओवर सेफली खेल लेती हैं, बट उसको खेलोगे तो फिर विकेट दोगे ना नूर और मुजीब को. तो everything has been going their way, and I think I'm very disappointed that they lost their first game to Bangladesh. अगर वो नहीं हारते तो आज ये टूर्नामेंट का रंग कुछ और ही दिखता है.
Especially the way other teams have been playing, अफगानिस्तान का काफी ज्यादा चांस बन जाता है. एंड बिफोर कमिंग बैक टू इंडिया, एक आखिरी वर्ड ऑन नीदरलैंड्स, बिकॉज दे हैव आल्सो प्लेड रियली अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट ऑस्ट्रेलिया गेम जहां पे मैक्सवेल कार्नेज आ गया. उसके अलावा नीदरलैंड्स हैव बीन सुपर इंप्रेसिव फॉर एन एसोसिएट नेशन हु हैव नॉट बीन प्लेइंग मच क्रिकेट, स्पेशली अगेंस्ट दिस बिग साइड. सो अ वर्ड ऑन नीदरलैंड्स, द वे दे हैव बीन प्लेइंग इन दिस वर्ल्ड कप.
I think we need to factor in that it's just not that they're not playing good amount of international cricket. Not many of their players are playing in the various T20 leagues around the world too. So for them, that competitive international exposure has been missing, but that speaks volumes about their work ethics, the amount of work they have put in behind the scenes, and the players. Look, one was a delivery guy. So मतलब ऐसे लोग come and form a team, and then they do so well and upset even the biggest teams in the house. So I think big positive, and this is what is required for the health of international cricket and health of ODI format. बांग्लादेश को हम 20-25 साल दे चुके हैं, वो एक आध फ्लिकर ऑफ होप आता है, उसके बाद कंसिस्टेंसी दिख ही नहीं रहा है. सो इट्स गुड दैट टीम्स लाइक अफगानिस्तान एंड नेदरलैंड्स आर पुटिंग देयर हैंड अप एंड सेइंग दैट टेस्ट स्टेटस इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी गिवन फॉर ग्रांटेड नाउ. वी आर हेयर टू compete and we are here to challenge for that status which Bangladesh right now is sitting pretty with.
Absolutely. And now we'll come back to our own team, our own Indian team, जहाँ जो जिस तरीके से they have been playing. एक news बहुत साहिल, it's doing rounds, and I just want your opinion because it's not a fact-based news, it's just opinionated piece. रोहित और विराट का जो कहा जा रहा है, द वे दे आर प्लेइंग एंड विराट गोइंग फॉर हिज सेंचुरीज, देयर हैव बीन लॉट ऑफ डिबेट अमंग्स द फैंस दैट विराट गोइंग फॉर हिज सेंचुरीज इज नॉट अ राइट थिंग फॉर एन इंडियन प्लेयर टू डू, स्पेशली इन अ वर्ल्ड कप. जैसे रोहित सेल्फलेस खेलता है, विराट को भी उतना खेलना चाहिए. दिस आर द राउंड्स टॉक्स दैट हैव बीन डूइंग राउंड्स. तो व्हाट्स योर टेक ऑन दिस? विराट गोइंग फॉर हिज सेंचुरीज इन बोथ द मैचेस, बीट पुणे और धर्मशाला, वाज इट राइट और रॉन्ग?
When Virat went for a century in Pune, 27 odd runs were required for victory, and similar amount of runs were required for Virat's 100. India had about 6 or 7 wickets in the bag. They were cruising in the game. Virat was 20 runs away from his 48th ODI 100. If you would ask me, उसको जाना चाहिए था कि नहीं? Absolutely जाना चाहिए था. 100s in a World Cup don't come every day. Virat Kohli, the phenom he has been in the ODI format, has had just 200s before that game. 200 था उसका 2011 में एक 100 आया था बांग्लादेश के खिलाफ 2015 में एक पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ देयर वर अबाउट 5 or 6 half centuries along the way, but the 100 was missing because all those were being galloped by a certain Rohit Sharma who is sitting there right at top. So whether Virat should have gone for the 100, absolutely. India were winning that game. फंसा हुआ मैच नहीं था जहां आपको 10 बॉल पे 27 चाहिए तो आपको सिंगल बनाना है 27 रन चाहिए बहुत ओवर द एंड इट इज नॉट मी और यू टू जज दैट. There was KL Rahul at the non-striker end who said I wouldn't have run that single. We all wanted Virat to score that 100. Just look at the reaction in the dressing room after Virat scored that 100. Look at the reaction of Rohit Sharma after Virat missed that 100 in Dharamshala. Everyone in the team wanted him to score that 100. So you, me, anyone and everyone out there can have their opinion respectfully, and we can respectfully agree or disagree with those opinions, but the fact of the matter is both those players have been batting in different template. Virat has been your anchor player at number 3, and that is what probably is allowing Rohit to go all guns blazing, because he knows कि अगर मेरे से मैं जल्दी आउट हुआ तो विराट है वहां पर, और विराट को पता है अगर मैं स्लो खेलूंगा तो रोहित इतना स्टार्ट दे रहा है. सो इट्स अ परफेक्ट कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ फायर एंड आइस, एंड लेट देम प्रॉस्पर टुगेदर rather than just kind of going after. See, I know these things will come into picture कि रोहित selfless खेल रहा है 87 पे भी वो बड़ा हिट लगाने गया. Yes, it's all right, but if you would ask me, I will still say that there was a 100 for the taking. Had I been the captain, I hope I become one day. Had I been the coach, I would have told Virat Kohli, even Ravi Shastri sitting in the dressing room would have told Virat Kohli, just go get that son. So you should have got the 100. 49th ODI 100. Is it going to happen again?
Equaling, no?
It is never going to happen again, because we don't know what the format is going to be in the next 4-5 years.
If it's going to be there.
Yeah, it's in the next couple of years. So this is a big achievement यार. और वहाँ टीम जीत रही थी, वहाँ वो फंसा के नहीं आया मैच. बहुत दिग्गज पास्ट में फंसा के आया मैच उन माइलस्टोन्स के लिए. So again, we are reading too much into it, and I would still say that both are complementing each other very well. Both Rohit and Virat, the way Virat is batting, the way Rohit is batting in particular, I think that has been the biggest contributing factor to India's success in this World Cup. Both Rohit Sharma at top of the order and the bowlers with the new ball. That's it.
Absolutely. And okay, this is something I have to ask. Do you have a feeling, because this is also a side that has been doing rounds, कि maybe Virat is planning to hang his boots in the white ball format after this World Cup, and this is the reason he's going for his centuries, and the team is also backing him to go for his century because they want him to complete his 50 ODI centuries, not just equal Tendulkar and make a milestone 50 ODI centuries. Do you have a feeling there's a chance he might hang his boots in the white ball format?
I don't think so. I think अगर हुआ तो T20 हो सकता है. 50 over format is very dear to him, and if he
Play the next World Cup.
next World Cup 4 years 39, long way to go. तब तक World Cup रहेगा ODI वाला.
If the World Cup stays, will he play? That's the question, because Rohit won't. It's
I don't
quite
know.
evident.
I think, see, if India goes on, lot of things, lot of futures, lot of permutations, combinations are at stake. The way we do in the World Cup. अगर हम World Cup जीतते हैं, हो सकता है आपको कुछ प्लेयर्स दिखे जिनका एक्सटेंडेड रन रहे. अगर हम World Cup हारते हैं, आपको एक कम्प्लीटली फ्रेश सेटअप दिखेगा, जो हम ऑलरेडी कह चुके हैं क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट पे कि लक्ष्मण इज लाइकली टू बी द कोच, हार्दिक पांड्या इज लाइकली टू लीड बोथ वाइट बॉल साइड्स. सो ऑल दोज थिंग्स आर डिपेंडेंट ऑन द वे वी परफॉर्म इन द वर्ल्ड कप. अगर आप वर्ल्ड कप जीतते हो, सो यू बाय टाइम, यू बाय अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम टू डू सर्टन थिंग्स. बट हैविंग सेड दैट, आई थिंक आई डोंट सी द सीनियर प्लेयर्स प्लेइंग द T20 format. At least I would personally want Virat to continue playing and this kind of Rohit to continue playing. But then again, you need to plan for future and keeping the 2024 World Cup in mind. I think the T20 format is probably one format where you wouldn't see these players in action. इसके बाद हम 5 T20s खेल रहे हैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया के साथ. वहाँ पे भी आपको एक न्यू लुक साइड दिखने वाला है, जहाँ पे IPL प्लेयर्स आपको दिखेंगे. जायसवाल दिखेगा, गायकवाड दिखेगा, आपको हार्दिक शायद दिखे, शायद ना दिखे, डिपेंडिंग ऑन हिज वर्कलोड एंड इंजरी एंड एवरीथिंग. वहाँ पे आपको रिंकू सिंह जैसे प्लेयर दिखेंगे, जितेश शर्मा दिखेंगे, ध्रुव जुरेल टाइप लोग दिख सकते हैं, यंगस्टर्स दिखेंगे. सो द टीम इज गोइंग टू बी बिल्ट फॉर फ्यूचर, and I think the formalities will start with T20 right now. Absolutely. Because right now no one knows what is going to happen with ODIs.
Absolutely. And the other side of winning the trophy is that players would want to end their career with a high. Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, they would say, okay, we have won the trophy. Kohli will say, I have won 2 trophies actually. Yeah. So this is the best time. This is the best time for me to hang my boots. But something for the future we can't, and we are no obviously. He is the only guy who knows best, and both of those guys, Rohit and Virat. Hardik Pandya, a major cause of concern in this smooth ride that India has been having in this World Cup. The only hiccup I would say, because we have been winning, but the only casualty we have as of now is Hardik Pandya. You have been following Hardik Pandya's injury from very close quarters. You have sources, you have contacts, you have been doing copies on the CricketNext website. As you guys can please go and read. What's the update, the latest update on Hardik Pandya, whatever you have, and which is the match you see him playing in this World Cup, if you see him playing in this World Cup again?
So honestly, I see him playing the semi-final. I see him linking up with the side in Bangalore for the game against Netherlands, and usse pehle I don't see any logic in kind of needlessly putting him under the travel workload. Why is that required? Let him recover in peace. Let him.
Since we are into the semi.
Yes, we are almost there in the semis. We are not proving a point against South Africa. We are not proving a point against Sri Lanka. We are not even proving a point against Netherlands. We just want to be unbeaten. And this side, the specialist side with 6 batters, 1 all-rounder and 5 bowlers, they have been doing the job against 2 quality sides. दो team मार के आए हम यार. मतलब we beat New Zealand in Dharamshala. That was no ordinary feat. England in Lucknow, no ordinary feat. Both quality games. And this side showed, look, Mohammed Shami, how hungry he was. How many biryanis he would have earned with those 9 wickets in the first 2 games. So again, full marks to the way the side has been playing. And you rightly mentioned, Hardik has been probably our only injury concern. Shubman Gill was out with sickness. He had dengue, and even that didn't quite affect the team much. I think it has definitely affected the rhythm. शुभमन was, क्योंकि तब से अभी तक वो एक बड़ा नॉक नहीं लगा है जो हम देखना चाहते हैं. एक 50 ज़रूर आया था बांग्लादेश के खिलाफ पुणे में, बट उसके बाद से शुभमन के बैट से वो एक बड़ा 100 जो हम सब
Has he recovered well? I mean, not with the symptoms, because the body gets weak after the dengue.
he has lost a lot.
He said 6 kgs, I think.
He didn't mention kgs. I think he would have mentioned कहीं star या ICC के अंदर. But when he was speaking to us at the post-match press conference after the Bangladesh game in Pune, he said that he has lost a few kilos. और जब वो अहमदाबाद में पाकिस्तान के अगेंस्ट ट्रेनिंग करने आया तब थोड़ा डिजी भी लगा था.
That affects one's game, losing so many.
Of course it does. You have to be in the right physical and mental strength to kind of excel at this level. And Shubman was in the peak of physical health. He was a very fit boy, very very chiseled body, very well toned body. And आप weak तो होते हो यार. But I hope now that he has recovered in time. And today was probably the only practice session where I have not seen him participate. Optional training उसके dictionary में exist करता नहीं. But आज finally उसने rest लिया, which is good.
Which is medically for health reasons. Although I came for the first time to see India's practice, Gill नहीं आया, but ठीक है. Health comes first, Gill की. साहिल, जो हमारा टाइटल है, जो हमारा थंब है, coming back to that question, is this the World Cup? Is this the ICC trophy that India is finally going to lift? Because I am asking because we have always been good in the league stages, but it's the knockouts that have been bothering us in the last few years. We can't predict क्या होगा knockouts में, neither you nor I. As of now, with the team combination, with the team, not just the combination, the mentality, the mindset and the atmosphere in the team, do you think this is the World Cup that will end our ICC trophy drought?
Very much possible. This is the side to beat. I think this is one of the best bowling attacks I've seen, best Indian bowling attacks. और अगर आप वर्ल्ड क्रिकेट की भी बात करोगे, लास्ट 20 साल के अंदर मैंने से अच्छा अटैक नहीं देखा. This is the all season attack. They're not condition specific. They're not dust bowl bullies. They're not grass bullies. They are a well-rounded attack. They showed in that game against Pakistan. They showed in that game against Chennai. They showed in that game against Bangladesh. They showed in that game against New Zealand. Game was the biggest positive for me because a certain Daryl Mitchell put our trump card under the pump. कुलदीप यादव 5 में 45-46 को तोड़ा. उसके बाद कुलदीप ने कमबैक करा to restrict New Zealand to that total, to leak only 54 runs in the last 10 overs. That speaks volumes of this side. The mindset and the way they are like ready to bounce back from any low position. Batting की बात करो, 2 for 3 I think in the first game against Australia. 6 विकेट से मैच जीत के आ रहे हो आप. That was a statement. That was a statement delivered. And that is something which they have been doing time and again in this tournament, with Hardik, without Hardik, with Shubman, without Shubman, with Shami, without Shami, with Shardul, without Shardul, with Ashwin, without Ashwin. So ऐसा मतलब अभी, see, this was one side which was one selection blunder away from putting their campaign off track.
Just like always.
Yes, but they haven't done that.
Number 4 in 2009.
They have been beautifully playing the playing 11. They're not falling into any trap. Probably last game could have been an opportunity where they could have played Ashwin, but they didn't because 3 seamers was going to be the way. And Rohit ने Asia Cup campaign से पहले ही बोला था, he expects pacers to perform a big role in this tournament. That is what they're doing. Jasprit Bumrah with 14-15 wickets, Mohammed Shami with 9 wickets in 2 games. Speaks volumes of the bowling attack which we have. And then Ravindra Jadeja and Kuldeep Yadav, the spin twins, just bottling the middle over phase for the opposition. That's
absolutely. And we'll see if if you have any questions, I will see. And मुंबई में है इंडिया श्रीलंका का मैच है 2 दिन बाद परसों मैच है. साहिल इज हियर टू कवर दैट मैच. क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट हैज बीन कवरिंग. यू वुड हैव सीन this guy everywhere. The Indian team has gone following the team like anything, bringing you live updates, be it Hardik century or any match updates, practice updates. गिल का जैसे उन्होंने कहा कि हर बार प्रैक्टिस में यूजली सबसे पहले आते हैं, आज आए नहीं है, बट अगेन 2 दिन है, कल भी प्रैक्टिस सेशन है, तो होपफुली कल भी हम वांकड़े में होंगे, कल भी हम लाइव आएंगे आपको अपडेट्स देने के लिए बेसिकली इंडिया के मैच के. 6 मैच हो गए इंडिया के. इंडिया इज लीडिंग द टेबल, इंग्लैंड एट द बॉटम ऑफ द टेबल. प्रॉब्ली द मोस्ट अनएक्सपेक्टेड थिंग you would have seen in this World Cup. And we'll have to wait and see कि इंग्लैंड का एंड अप करते हैं, क्योंकि चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी की भी जहाँ तक बात चल रही है. तो जाने से पहले जो हमने सवाल इतने सारे किए, एक आखिरी सवाल मेरा ये है कि श्रेयस अय्यर का जो अभी हम देख कर आए हैं बाउंसर, द बाउंसर ब्रिगेड जो श्रेयस अय्यर को पड़ी है आज, व्हाट डू हैव टू से अबाउट दैट? बिकॉज वी हैव बीन टॉकिंग कि ही इज प्लेइंग ऑन हिज ईगो द वे ही हैज बीन प्लेइंग. व्हाट्स योर टेक ऑन दैट?
See, first it's a ego battle, Shreyas Iyer versus the short ball. And the second, the most concerning thing for me is it's playing on his head now. He was batting there for 2 hours today, more than 2 hours, and majority of his session was around short ball. So it's clearly playing on his head. And what I am more disappointed about is that the approach hasn't changed. He's still looking to take the short ball on. He's still looking to go big against the short ball, and that is not going to be the way. You need to have that game where you just roll your wrists and just play it down the ground. You just can't be Rohit Sharma. Rohit Sharma is a naturally gifted short ball hooker puller. They don't make players like him anymore. I'll be very honest and upfront. I think short ball and Rohit Sharma is probably a match made in heaven. So वो नहीं होने वाला. That is not going to happen. आप रोहित जैसा एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर सकते यार कि रोहित जैसा आप शॉर्ट बॉल खेलोगे. और श्रेयस का प्रॉब्लम, it's a ego battle and short ball is winning right now. Last 2 games, Trent Bolt, Chris Wokes, they weren't the deliveries where you just go and pull off the front foot. Pick the length early. वो हो क्या रहा है ना, क्रिस वोक्स वो पूरा ओवर आप देखो, उसका पैर, आगे का पैर ऐसा चल रहा है कि वो शॉर्ट बॉल का ही वेट कर रहा है. It's playing on his head now, and this is not a good sign. You can have short ball problems. A lot of players in the past, even the greatest, Saurav Ganguly, Suresh Raina, all these players have struggled against the short ball. But it kind of just didn't play on their head as much as it is playing on Shreyas Iyer's head right now. That is the biggest concern for me.
So do you drop him when Hardik comes in place of Suryakumar Yadav, or do you give him few more matches?
You just stick with the same playing 11 right now.
Even if he's a walking wicket?
Too harsh to say right now, Kanav, that he's a walking wicket. I think he brings a lot to the table. और आज जो उसने वो 9 लोग छक्के मारे स्पिनर्स को, वो दिखाता है कि वो क्वालिटी जो
he has been an exceptional batter. Batting skills pe there's not even a debate. He's in the team because he knows how to bat. He's great at it. But the opposition knows that we have to bounce him out. Yeah. They know that there's a weakness. There's a very evident weakness, and all we need to do is give 2 bounces in an over and then bowl in front. अगर या तो bouncer से out हो जाएंगे या वही जैसे कि आपने कहा कि he's playing for the bouncer every ball. आगे ball आगे तो तो this can play as you said on his mind. It's playing on his mind. So do you gamble with that and take him along, or do you give him few league matches and then bring Hardik in place of him?
Just give him 2 more games. Give him the game against South Africa. Give him the game against Sri Lanka, and hopefully Hardik would be fit by then. And if there's a situation that you want to drop Shreyas because he's not scoring, so there are 2 ways to do that. Either you bring in Nishan Kishan at 4, drop Surya, and let Hardik come in place of Surya, or you push KL Rahul to 4, Hardik comes in at 5, Surya stays at 6, Jaddu comes at 7. That is a possibility. But right now, fingers crossed, hope Shreyas scores against Sri Lanka, puts those short ball demons to rest, which I am very unsure about happening, because आज the way he was batting and जो mindset था ना वो ठीक नहीं लगा.
You can't put your demons to rest in the middle of a World Cup because it's a big tournament. You can't gamble on that. So अंधेरा भी हो रहा है इंग्लैंड टीम पे और यहाँ पर दोनों पे अंधेरा छा रहा है. तो we would like to end this live and I like to thank साहिल, जिनको आज मैंने पकड़ लिया और जितना कुछ आज हमने डिस्कस किया है काफ़ी मज़ा आया. साहिल, it's a big tournament. India is doing good. Some teams are really not doing so good. काफ़ी डिस्कशन थी और आगे भी आप जाएंगे, अभी कोलकाता जाएंगे, उसके बाद कहाँ जा रहे हैं?
उसके बाद मैं घर जा रहा हूँ, बैंगलोर में नहीं जा रहा. शंकर हमारे कॉरेस्पॉन्डेंट वहाँ पर कवर करेंगे वो गेम. बट आई विल बी बैक विथ यू फॉर द सेमीफाइनल, बैक विथ यू टू, क्योंकि होपफुली हम बॉम्बे में ही खेलेंगे. एंड देन द बिग फाइनल होपफुली इन अहमदाबाद.
Then the big trophy that MS Dhoni lifted 13 years ago, and now Rohit Sharma will lift this trophy hopefully. This is something to see. Thank you so much Sahil for this amazing discussion, and thank you so much to all our viewers. Cricket Next आपको हर जगह मिलेगा सारे अपडेट्स के लिए, सारे लाइव अपडेट्स के लिए. प्लीज सब्सक्राइब द यूट्यूब चैनल, हिट द बेल आइकन, फॉलो अस अक्रॉस ऑल द सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म्स. एंड आपका सोशल मीडिया हैंडल अगर हम इंस्टाग्राम
Sahil_Malhotra 1 Twitter. Please follow for all the
बिल्कुल एंड कंकशन अंडरस्कोर सब मैं आपको मिलूंगा हर जगह। यही क्रिकेट अपडेट्स क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट के इस व्यू के साथ आपको एंड करते हैं गेटवे ऑफ इंडिया और समुद्र का व्यू वॉचिंग।